I am a social science teacher of Jafri and Fatima English School. Today we are going to learn lesson number 2, Motions of the Earth. There are two main motions of the Earth, that is rotation and revolution. Have you noticed that the toys that you play with such a tops and disc rotate on their own axis? You can see on your screen. You must have played but unable to notice this, that this toy plays on its own axis. Similarly, our Earth too rotates on its axis. You must have taken a ride in Ferris wheel in fairs. While the seats rotate around their own axis, they also revolve in a circular manner. Like other celestial bodies, the Earth also moves in two ways, that is rotation and revolution. The Earth rotates on its own axis and revolves around the Sun. The Moon and Earth are constantly in motion. They are continuously moving. See, you can see rotation of the Earth on your screen. The Earth spins on its own axis. The line at the north and south, you are seeing that is North Pole and South Pole, and the Earth spins on that line. So that line is known as axis of the Earth, and moving of the Earth on its own axis is known as rotation. Second motion of the Earth is revolution. The Earth moves around a sun. You can see on your screen, Earth is rotating also and Earth is revolving also. Rotation means moving on its own axis, and revolution means the Earth moves around the sun. You can see Earth is moving around the sun on a fixed path. That is called orbit. You can see both rotation and revolution here. The spinning of the Earth on each axis is called rotation. You can see North Pole and South Pole. The Earth rotates on its own axis, while the movement of the Earth around the Sun is called revolution. You can see here about the day. Now, when the Earth completes one full circle in 24 hours on its own axis, so it would be a day. The Earth completes one full circle in 24 hours on its imaginary axis, connecting its north and south pole. So it is called its daily motion. We call it a day. When the Earth rotates on its own axis, it takes 24 hours to complete one round, one rotation. So we call it one day. Due to rotation of the Earth, day and night takes place. While rotating, the area of the Earth which comes in sunlight has daytime, while it is night in the area behind it. You can see on the screen the area which is in front of the sun. While rotating, during rotation, when the Earth comes in front of the sun. The side of the earth which comes in front of sunlight has a daytime and the other part has a night. See, you can see here on your screen the rays of the sun. The area which is in front of the sun is having day and the opposite area is having night. While rotating after 24 hours, the area which is in night will come on the day side. While rotation after 24 hours, the area which is night will come on the day side after 12 hours during rotation. So next is revolution. Revolution means the earth moves around the sun. It takes 365 days or 1 year to revolve around the sun. So revolution is also called annual motion of the earth. So we are having 365 days or 1 year because the earth is taking 365 days to complete one round around the sun, to complete one revolution around the sun. You can see here time duration is given for this revolution. 365 days and 6 hours is needed to earth for completing one revolution. So what will happen? Every 4 years, these 6 hours, if we will calculate, it will become 1 day. So we are having in leap year 29 days of February. So it will balance the next year also. So every 4 years we are having leap year because earth is taking 365 days and 6 hours to complete one revolution. So in 4 hours it will increase 1 day. So in leap year we are having 366 days. The earth moves around the sun on a specific route. This route is called orbit of the earth. Here one line is given which is the path of the earth. So this route is known as orbit of the earth. In reality there is no such line. The orbit of the earth is not round. You can say it is not round, it is oval shape or elliptical also you can say. This route is of oval shape. So the distance between the earth and the sun does not remain same throughout the year. You can see on your screen the distance from the sun is not same. When it comes to September, when it comes to March, the sun is near the earth. When it goes to June and goes to December, it will be far away from the earth. So the distance between the earth and the sun is not same throughout the year. It changes with the passing months. In reality, there is no such orbit, there is no such line, but naturally the earth is moving on a fixed line. Now we'll see what will happen on 3rd January. On 3rd January, the earth is nearest to the sun. That is at the distance of 14.75 crore kilometers. You can see on your screen the distance is shown. It is near to the sun on January 3rd, while on 4th July, when the earth moves and comes in 4th July while revolving, it is farthest from the sun at a distance of 25 crore kilometers. You can see on your screen. While revolving, when the earth comes on 3rd January, the place where 3rd January is marked, it is nearest to the sun, while on July 4, it is farthest from the sun. The earth keeps its axis always towards the North Pole. You can see here the axis of the line is not straight. Two figures are given here. One is of straight line, but in reality the earth is not on the straight line. It is tilted 23.5 degree from north. It is tilted 23.5 degree from the north. You can see on your screen. It remains tilted at an angle of 23.5 degree with its axis and 66.5 degree with its orbit. You can see on your screen the earth is not straight, it is tilted. What would have happened if the earth will be straight? There will be equal day and night. Now at present we are having sometimes longer days, sometimes shorter night. So this would have not happened, and equal day and night we would have. The earth revolves around the sun, keeping the axis tilted always in the same direction. So you can see in the picture it is always tilted in a one direction. So the North Pole and South Pole comes alternately and the sun rays fall straight in the north or in the south of equator. This causes the change in the length of days and night. You can see here on the screen, if you see by right side, the north area is not receiving sun rays. Only a little area is receiving sun. So that will be a shorter day and longer night for that particular area. And when you come to March 21, it would be equal. It is almost called equinox because at that time slanty sun rays falls in North Pole and South Pole also. So it will be equal day and night. When we move to June 21, you can see major part of the earth is opposite to the sun is a day line. So at that time on the opposite side it will be shorter night and in that area will be longer day. Again when we come to Arctic Circle, when September is written, equinox will happen. It is at the same distance, so there will be equal day and night. So this causes the change in the lengths of day and night, the tilting of the earth is the reason behind the changes in the lengths of days. And so we have seen what is rotation, what is revolution, how days occur and how night occurs. Now let us move seasons. Seasons occur due to the tilted axis and the revolution of the earth. Due to these two reasons, the northern hemisphere inclined towards the sun for 6 months and remaining 6 months, the southern hemisphere remains inclined towards the sun. It is summer in that hemisphere which is inclined towards the sun, and it is winter in the other hemisphere. You can see on the screen how seasons occurs. While revolving, the area which is See, you can see on your screen the area which is exactly opposite to the sun will have summer and the opposite side will have winter. Same way, in the North Pole at the time of summer will get sun rays, but in the South Pole at the same time will not get sun rays because of the tilting of the earth. Earth is bent from one side. So at a time sun rays will come either in North Pole or either in South Pole. So there is a sun for 6 months in Northern Hemisphere and 6 months in Southern Hemisphere. Days are longer and nights are shorter in summer. It is revised in winter. You can see on your screen where summer is written, major part is opposite to the sun, and where winter is written, lesser part is opposite to the sun. So nights are longer in winter and days are shorter in winter. Same way, in summer we are having longer day because major part of the earth is opposite to the sun, and we are having shorter nights in summer. You can see here the line which separates light and the darkness on the surface of the earth is called circle of illumination. You can see one light on earth. You have to see on earth, not between the sun and the earth. The line which separates light and darkness on the earth, you can see one line over here. This line is called circle of illumination. You can see this line. This line is called circle of illumination, which separates day and night part on the earth. Now is equal day and night. As I told, when it would be March and September, there will be equal day and night on both the poles. The circle of illumination passes through both the poles only on 21st March and 23rd September. You can see both this on your screen. On these days, both the poles are at equal distance from the sun. So it is known as equinox also. So day and night are equal for 12 hours each at all the places on the earth. As we are talking about the season, spring season begins in Northern Hemisphere from 21st March onwards. So this day is called vernal equinox. Spring is the season of Chaitra and Vaishak month. You can see here on your screen, spring is a season. In Gujarati month we call Chaitra and Vaishak. Next is autumn season. Summer season ends in Northern Hemisphere on 23rd September and winter starts with autumn, that is Sharad season. So this day is called known as autumnal equinox in the Northern Hemisphere. Sharad is the season of Aso and Kartak month. You can see on your screen, spring season and autumn season are opposite to one another. After winter, spring comes. After spring, summer arrives, and after summer, will be having autumn season on northern hemisphere. You can see northern part is opposite to the sun when autumn comes, which is the Aso and Kartak month of Gujarat. The sun rays fall straight on Tropic of Cancer on 21st June and on Tropic of Capricorn on 22nd December. So it is the longest day and shortest night in northern hemisphere. You can see here on 22nd December, major part is opposite to the sun. So there will be longer day and shortest night. So on 21st June, same situation occurs in southern hemisphere. Now what will happen? The hemisphere will change. Days and night are equal on equator for all 12 months. You can see here on the screen, equator is the middle area of earth. So always it is in front of the sun. It is very hot where equator lies, where the area in which equator lies. You can see the sun is at the equal distance from the equator. When it is summer in the northern hemisphere, the length of the day increases northwards. On 21st June, the Arctic Circle remains in light for 24 hours at that time when it is summer. The sun does not set for many days in the region to the north beyond this. On the North Pole, the sun shines continuously for 6 months from 21st March to 23rd September. You can see here on your screen 21st March to 23rd September is shown, and we can also see that sun rays is directly falling to the North Pole. So there is a day of 6 months in North Pole. Tourists go to visit these northern parts of Norway to see the midnight sun during June-July because sun does not set there for 6 months. So it is an attraction for tourists to see a midnight sun. The North Pole and South Pole have a day of 6 months and night of 6 months alternatively. You can see here on the screen the area which is opposite to the sun. The North Pole which is opposite to the sun remains for 6 months. You can see from summer to autumn, North Pole is opposite to the sun. So this duration is of 6 months, and opposite side South Pole is in the darker area. So in South Pole we'll be having 6 months day, 6 months night. Same way in the North Pole. Opposite, this works alternative. From 22nd December onwards, the sun is shifting towards north from the Tropic of Capricorn. Now, you might be surprised to see this Tropic of Capricorn. The area of 14th January, you can see on your screen, the area of 14th January is an area of Tropic of Capricorn. When the earth enters this area, we called it Uttarayan. We celebrate Uttarayan. From 14th January to the next phase is a period of Uttarayan. You can see here on your. From 22nd June onwards, the sun is going towards south from the Tropic of Cancer. Where 21st June is there, the area is of Tropic of Cancer. From that onwards, it moves towards south. So that period is of 6 months and we called it Dakshinayan. This day is called Dakshinayan of the sun. Same as in the Uttarayan, the sun remains for 6 months. Same way in Dakshinayan also prevails for 6 months. Generally, the sun enters zodiac Capricorn, that is Makar Rashi, which we see on 14th January. This day is celebrated as Makar Sankranti. We celebrate Uttarayan on this day. You can see here this area. When the earth enters this area, it is the day of Uttarayan. We celebrate Makar Sankranti. The straight sun rays fall only between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. The sun never comes overhead over the region of north of the Tropic of Cancer and over the region of Tropic of Capricorn. You can see here the sun rays are always land in this region. Now, see, this is a direct sun rays, is a equator. This area is equator. So direct sun rays will fall on this. If we go to Tropic of Cancer, the line will go slant. So there will not be direct sunlight. It is slanty sun rays. Now when we go to Tropic of Capricorn, the sun rays slant. So the sun never comes overhead over this region. As we move towards Arctic Circle, the slanting area is coming more, it slants more. You can see here. You can see here the slanted area in Arctic and Antarctic Circle. See, when the sun comes opposite to the even slanty sun rays, when it is coming to Antarctic Circle, it is not going to North Pole. You can see here there is no sun rays in North Pole. So, when the sun rays comes in South Pole, it cannot reach to North Pole. So, there is a night at that time. This remains for 6 months. And when the sun rays will go to North Pole, there will be darkness in the South Pole because of the tilting of area. This summer in the Northern Hemisphere between 21st March and 23rd September. At the same time, it is winter in the Southern Hemisphere. So both the people who are living in Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere celebrates festival in different season. That is why the festival of Christmas is celebrated in winter, the one who are living in Northern Hemisphere, and there will be a summer season for the people living in the hemisphere. The changes in season affects the routine work, clothes, festivals, food, pleasure trips, etc. of human beings. This change in season affects our work. We change our clothes while changing the season. Our food changes. Our festivals also changes according to season. Even we are planning vacation accordingly while considering the season. So, it affects human beings on a large scale. With this, your lesson 2 gets over. Lesson 3 in the next class. Keep learning.